Hello, hello, and welcome to the Math Connection. My name is Miss Lenz, and we are going to continue talking about how we can factor polynomials. And we've learned a couple of methods already. Our first method is called factoring the greatest common factor, and basically that's just thinking, what can I take out of all of these terms? And our second method was called guess and check. And that essentially is backwards foiling or defoiling or unfoiling. And we use guess and check when we have three terms. And so these are going to look similar to the last video, but there's going to be a little difference. So let's take a look at our first one here. So we are factoring. Remember, factor means what can I multiply together to give me this? So our first one is 2x squared plus 11x plus 12. So if I look at this one looks a little bit different than the last ones because there's a 2 in the front, okay? And that just makes one part of this different. We still want to have the same thought process. So remember I said we have three terms. We have them in the correct order. We have our x squared, then our x, then our constant, and we want to unfoil this or defoil this. So basically what I'm looking for is what two parentheses would I be able to foil to give me this original right here, okay? So in FOIL, let's start with the F step. When I take the F times the F, the first times the first, I have to get this 2x squared. So I'm thinking to myself, what can I multiply to get 2x squared? I know that I can multiply 2x times x, and that will give me 2x squared. So f times f will give me 2x squared, and that one is good. Now we need to look at our L step in FOIL, the last times the last. When I multiply this one times this one, it has to multiply to a positive 12. Now, unlike the last ones, we cannot be thinking, what can I multiply to 12, but add to give me an 11. And I'll show you why that happens in a little bit here. So let's think of our factors of 12. We have 1 times 12, we have 2 times 6, and we have 3 times 4. Okay? So, and it can be any pair of these ones. The ones that I like to try first is the ones that are closest to each other. So the 3 and the 4. That's just what I like to do first. It's usually going to be the ones that are kind of close to each other. So I'm going to try a 3 and a 4. I'm guessing that it's 3 and 4 as my last two terms. 3 and 4. I'm guessing. And now I need to check. So remember with OI or with FOIL, when I do the OI and I combine them, I have to get this 11x in the middle. So I like to do what's called an OI check. I like to make sure that my O and my I, when I combine them, can give me that 11x. So let's do our OI check. Outer times outer, 2x times 4 gives me an 8x, and inner times inner will give me 3x, and I am able to combine those to give me an 11x in the middle. So my 3 and my 4 are correct, and they're in the correct spots. Now I just have to get my signs in between these two, my sign right here and my sign right here. I have to get those in there. They can either be subtracting or they can be adding. So I like to go to my OI step to decide which one they're going to be. So first thing I know is that when I multiply the 3 times the 4, I have to get a positive 12. And in order for me to get a positive 12, that means that the 3 and the 4 either both have to be positive, because positive 3 times positive 4 is positive 12, or they both have to be negative, because negative 3 times negative 4 will give me a positive 12. Okay, they both have to be the same. And then I like to look at my 11 right here, and I like to come down to my OI part on the bottom, and I like to think, what kind of 8x do I need and what kind of 3x do I need? Do they need to be positive or negative? Well, I have to add them to get a positive, so that means they both have to be pluses. So that means my 8x needs to be plus, so that means a plus needs to go here, because then 2x times 4 will give me a positive 8x. And then my 3x also needs to be positive, so this needs to be a plus in between, because then I have a 3 times x, which gives me a positive 3x. So my final answer, give me 1 second, I'm just going to delete this little part down here. My final answer is going to be 2x plus 3 times x plus 4 And what that means is if I was to remultiply that or refoil it, I would get my original back. Okay? So let's take a look at another one. We're factoring. 6x squared minus 7x plus 2. Okay, so same exact thought process here. This one's a little bit more tricky because of this 6 out here, so there's lots of different things that the firsts can be. So let's get our parentheses open. We're looking for what? Before we do that, actually, we should check. Is there anything that I can take out of all three of these terms? I have three terms up here, 6x squared, 7x, and 2. There's no number that I can pull out of all three of them unless I did a 1, but that wouldn't help us with anything. We don't want to take out a 1. And I can't take a variable out of all of them because the last term doesn't even have a variable in it. So there's nothing I can take out of all of these terms. So we can't factor the greatest common factor. So we need to try something else. We need to try to guess and check. Okay, so let us guess and check. My first, in FOIL, my first times my first has to give me 6x squared. Now, this could be a couple of things. Could have 6x and we could have x. 6x times x is 6x squared. Or we could have 2x and times 3x. That also multiplies to 6x squared. Again, I like to pick the ones that are closest to each other. So I'm going to try the 2x and the 3x. Okay? Now, in FOIL, my F step is good. Now I need to make sure that my L step is good. Last times last has to multiply to a positive 2. This one's kind of nice because there's only two numbers that I can multiply to give me a 2. 2 times 1, right? Only two nice numbers. So 2 times 1 are going to go in my last spots. And now I need to do my OI check and make sure that the O and the I, when I combine them, will give me a negative 7. Okay, so let's try that. Outer times outer, 2x. Inner times inner, 6x. And I cannot make a 2x and a 6x into a negative 7x. There's no way I can do that. So I guessed, and then I checked my answer. My answer does not check out, so I need to do something different. I need to change my 1 and my 2 around maybe. 1 and 2, let's try that. Because now I'm multiplying them by different things. The 2x is being multiplied by the 2, so that'll give me a 4x. And the 3 and the 3x and 1 gives me a 3x. And now I somehow can make 3x and 4x into a negative 7x, right? So I have my 2 and my 1 in the correct spot now, but now I need to get my signs correct. So my signs, I'm thinking, okay, in order for me to combine my 4x and my 3x to get a negative 7x in the middle up here, the 4x needs to be negative, and the 3x also needs to be negative, because negative 4 and a negative 3, when I add them, will give me a negative 7. So in order for me to get this 4x to be negative, I need to put a minus sign right here, because then 2x times negative 2 will give me a negative 4x. And in order for me to get this 3x to be negative, I have to put a minus sign right here, because then negative 1 times 3x will give me a negative 3x. So now I have my signs in there. I have my first and my last numbers in there. And I think that this is my correct answer right here. 2x minus 1 times 3x minus 2. And if I wanted to check my answer, I could FOIL this back out and see if I got my original. I'm going to do that on this one. First times first gives me a 6x squared. Outer times outer gives me a negative 4x. Inner times inner gives me a negative 3x. And last times last gives me a positive 2. If I combine my like terms, we get 6x squared minus 7x plus 2. And if you'll notice, both of these match each other. And that tells me that I did this correctly. That was just me checking my work. So this right here is the factored version of my original. I can multiply them together in order to give me that original. Okay? Let's try one more. We are factoring 4x squared minus 17x minus 15. So this one's kind of tricky, because if I think about my first term and my last term, 4x I could use 1 times 4, or I could use 2 times 1, And 15, I could use 1 times 15, and I could use 3 times 5. So I have quite a variety of things that I can use here. I might be doing a lot of guessing. So let's try getting our parentheses open. And let's start with our first times first. First times first has to give me 4x squared when I multiply them. So like we said, we could have 4x and x, or we could have 2x and 2x. And again, I like to pick the ones that are closest to each other, so I would pick these two right here. 2x times 2x. Now my last times my last has to give me 15. So I'm going to come to this side. 15 times 1 or 3 times 5. Those are my only options. So again, I'm going to start with the 3 and the 5. I'm going to put a 3 here. I'm going to put a 5 here. And I'm going to do my OI check to see if I can get a 17 right here in the middle. Okay. So outer times outer gives me 10x. Inner times inner gives me 6x. That can give me not 17. I can't get a 17 out of those numbers. So I did not do that part correctly. Now we could switch this 3 and 5 around, but I'm still going to, since my first terms are both 2x, I'm going to be multiplying by exactly the same number. So I don't need to switch my terms around in this one because it'll give me the exact same thing. So I'm going to skip that part. We can't switch the 3 and the 5 around. So 3 and 5 are not my 2. As if these two are my first ones. Let's try 1 and 15. 1 and 15. Let's do outer. Outer gives me 30x. Inner gives me 4x. Can I make a 17 out of that? No, I can't. This one doesn't work either. Okay, so what does that tell me? That tells me that I have to try something else in the front. I can't have 2x and 2x here. I have to guess something else. So we tried 2x, let's try 4x. 4x and 1x. And instead of trying 1 and 15, let's come back to our drawing board over here on this one. And we will try our 3 and our 5 again. So 4x and x, we moved to the front. Let's try the 3 and the 5. 3 and 5. My outer gives me a 20. My inner gives me a 3. And I can make a 17 out of that. Okay, so I have the right numbers and I have them in the right places. And now I just need to get my right signs. So my signs, I need to get a negative 17. And in order for that to happen, the 20 down here needs to be a negative. Negative 20 and a positive 3 will give me a negative 17. So in order for me to make the 20 part of this negative, I have to put the minus right here because then 4 times negative 5 will give me that negative 20. 4 times negative 5 is negative 20, and that means that this one has to be a positive because I needed a positive 3. And now this right here is my final answer. I could FOIL it out again like I did last time and see if it matched my original, and it would on this one if we were to FOIL it out. Thanks for hanging out with me today and talking about factoring polynomials with the guess and check method. If you want some other methods for factoring polynomials, you can click on one of these links over here, and there's lots of methods over there that you can use. Remember to hit that subscribe button if these videos have been helpful to you, and I hope to see you soon.